Hey there, everybody. My name's Chris, and yeah, a little update on our FM24 series with Swansea. Unfortunately, one of the files I was using seemed to have updated and kind of broken things just a little bit. If I go into a match and play a match, it seems to crash. Um, so yeah, I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure how. Um, but the match engine update was, I think, okay, unless that is now what's crashing it. And there's been some other files that I've updated that were supposed to change different things, and yeah, I think they were responsible for some of the weird bugs that were happening. So I tried removing them. I can't find the exact same files. The place I downloaded them from now no longer has those files. Um, so I can load the save, I can't play the save. Even advancing a day can have some issues. So, yeah, like where we got up to was basically an eighth place finish, established in the Premier League, and with a pretty good team. I mean, a couple of good goalkeepers, some really good young defenders that came through the club, and some good options elsewhere. Like nobody's really, I would say, super world class. Kefren Turam comes in. Esteve, I'm a big fan of. Pellegrino is a solid player as well. And then as we move further into the team, players like Curtis Jones um, would be big for us. And Semi was still our best guy. So a lot of improvements, a lot of things that we did really, really well. And it's way too much, way too easy to make money on this game. As you can see, we did a lot. We really sold a bunch of players, but we're able to replace them very, very well and make a ton of money while we did it. So you can see that we're just constantly making a ton and ton of money. Everything pretty good. A couple of extra deals, for staff members that were coming in and out and, trying to make that work. Man City kind of poaching a bunch of people. I was trying to replace them kind of as they're going out. So, yeah, it's a bit of a shame that this kind of died the way it did. I think we're in a position where we could push for a title, which is, or at least Champions League, which is kind of nuts. Like in this early of the save, but that's kind of how FM is, and I kind of know what I'm looking for in players. I know how to build a staff room. The way I set things up is proven to work within the game engine and the game world. I'm very surprised at the tactics though, because like I say, usually it's a narrow formation. It's a 4-1-3-2 with a defensive midfielder, usually as a halfback. That's kind of my default sort of style, which I think if we just load this up, this would be my normal tactic. For example, Nizal is creating width, fullbacks providing support, and transferring into a back three if needed, but mainly a sweeper in front of the defenders. Like if we get counter attacked and just pushing the defense back with a couple of advanced forwards who will also be able to go wide with the ball and try and make stuff happen. So I think we still had a very good sort of team I could have built here around this tactic, but really, and it has crashed when I've done this before, so this might be a bad idea. No, it seems to be okay. It seems to be okay. Um, so yeah, we'd end up playing something like this with Carvalho, a knight on the wings. I don't know why their names are disappeared. Again, quite a few bugs. So I won't be modding the game and downloading like match engine files and other things um, as much as this in the future. I would like to start a new save. Um, but yeah, a very solid team, and I think one that could do like some big things. Don't know why Jacob Wright would be playing centre back, but yeah, okay. Um, I'm not going to touch that because, like I say, that has crashed before. But yeah, some changes in the team, and like that's going to take some time to adjust to again. No team leaders. It would have been a real interesting one to see how everything kind of got together. Some new contracts would um, need to be agreed. So I think Wright, Semi, Sam probably all deserve it. You know. So yeah, it's kind of weird that like we get promoted, we finish in eighth in the second season, and we're already looking really at the Champions League and maybe season four for a title push. So I think we can pretty conclusively say that the Swans have been saved. We have one of the best staffs in the league. We're not far behind anybody. Even the scouts, third, fourth, fourth, and fifth here for the medical staff. Our worst training category, we're third, and we're second, and first in the bunch of the others. So we've really done everything we can to make this sort of work and fly and build up as much as we can in terms of staff and in terms of the club. Um, being able to expand all the facilities, being able to um, oh yeah, there's a stadium upgrade coming, so we're actually playing at my local ground, Parker Scarlets in Llanelli. So that would have been interesting for a season. Um, so yeah, the stadium's getting redone, and yeah, so it's now almost like 42,000 seats. Like such an interesting position, really is. Miami, MacArthur, Hokkaido, Sapporo, three really, really interesting clubs as well um, to bring in youngsters from in the future. And then, Portugal and Belgium, not the best clubs from those regions. These are pretty decent. I mean, Sapporo and MacArthur are big clubs within their nation, or big enough clubs within their nation. Miami FC is a little bit of a smaller club, and then Dender and Belenenses, not exactly big clubs either. So still good places to bring in youngsters from and have these commercial links but yeah, it's kind of dead in the water. Sort of dead in the water, and Football Manager. We kind of know this is coming, right? FM25. I've been sitting here thinking about it now for the past couple of weeks as I've tried to like fix a save and try to make things work. There's some footage that I recorded that wasn't quite Um, Good on audio. I was going to go over and voice them over, but if the save is dead, I don't think I'm going to bother with that either. But yeah, past couple of weeks it's just been thinking about FN25, and I always said it should be cancelled and just release the new game fully fledged and everything. The deadline for news came and went. The transfer deadline came and went. Like all these things that we'd sometimes hear more out of Sports Interactive about the upcoming game, and it just wasn't coming. So overall, I think we knew. And then yeah, it's been a bit of an interesting one. So a lot of people are kind of upset. Some people are kind of happy. Some people don't know whether FM26 will even be released or what it's going to be called. Um, I think I think it's the right call to cancel 25. It's not going to be ready. It's not going to be anything worthwhile for us to buy. I think we got FN24, which works. We got a community that does data updates, so we can continue playing this. It's not a big deal. A lot of people only buy every other FM or every third FM, and you can still get a lot of enjoyment out of the game without any new features or anything really, um, you know, going wrong. Especially now with the new match engine updates, they do seem to be stable. So I might do more testing on the latest one. I think it's there's one that's just been released a couple of days ago. I saw that's a mixture between the Chinese update and the I can't remember where the other one's from though, but from the two different match engines from the two different places put together. Um, and then there's somebody else that's actually working on that one to fix a couple of issues with elevated XG in certain ways. So I don't know how they're doing that. I think it's attribute weight he was talking about that he's trying to balance a little bit to take a little bit less. 'Cause if you don't know, FM basically runs off physicals first. So if you've got good acceleration and speed, if you've got good strength and jumping reach, um, you're pretty much going to be a good enough player, even if you've got ones everywhere else. So it's kind of a weird thing to do, but um, that's kind of how they built their game. They see football as an athlete-driven sport rather than as I would see it as a technical support kind of sport really. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but the weightings for each rating, if we just have a look at like Kefren Turam, like he's very solid everywhere, but if he was 2 points less in all his technicals, 2 points less in all his mentals, and you just added 2 points to acceleration, pace, jumping, reach, and strength, the game end you would see him as a better player. That's kind of how crazily misweighted things can be. And I don't think that should be that way. So there is a new match engine. Someone's trying to work on that. So I'm going to wait and see kind of what that looks like and the bars. And I'll play through a few things myself and just see, just do a bunch of testing. Like 10, oops, sorry, 10 different clubs at 10 different levels. Each of those playing 10 different games against 10 different ranks of opponents. Um, and each of those games 10 times each. So it ends up being a ridiculous, like 1,000 games or whatever it is. Um, but doing that, you get a very good representation of what to expect out of the match engine. You know, you do see some bugs creep in, some issues creep in if you watch enough matches that way. So yeah, we will be looking at that. But my hope is that they take this time, they improve for FM26 or whatever they're going to call it. Maybe it's going to be FM5. Maybe it's going to have a code name. I I don't know, but if they do their jobs and really focus on dialing in, making that the best that they can make it, then I'll be happy. I don't think it'll be a great game. I understand that. I'm okay with that. Uh, I think it's more important to kind of build a new game and the new engine with some new features and like just get the framework built and put it out there. Kind of what they wanted to do for FM25, but not be as feature light as they wanted FM25. And then from 27 onwards, I guess we would actually have a better game and something that works in the environment they wanted to do, in the way they wanted to do, new game engine, new ideas, be able to get away from some of these issues that we are seeing, be able to redesign and completely like refresh the game, which hasn't really been done since Championship Manager became Football Manager, since the split with Eidos Interactive. That's my hope. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Kind of, we'll keep an eye on them, figure out what news, um, and we'll see. It's by far the best management simulation out there, in my opinion. Still, it's being run very close by some things like Out to the Park Baseball, which is you know just missing something for me, and it's not about the sport or about anything. It's missing a little bit. Maybe it's just the depth of the world because you know, the baseball world is not as big as the football world. Um, but out of the park do some great things. They got franchise hockey manager as well under their umbrella. Very small team doing that, but putting out a very good game for what that is as well. Um, but yeah, there's some options, but there aren't a lot of football management games out there that do anything worthwhile. Like there's yeah, yeah. I'm kind of counting on FM being around for a while so I can kind of enjoy playing this way and getting my fix on things. So I really do hope they get that into line quickly and kind of get the grips with the task at hand because it's a big job for them to do. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on that and kind of what you want to see. And again, I apologize. The series kind of died out with a whimper trying to fix some issues and with the save or not the save, the recording I had last one. Um, and then, like I say, the game itself and the files that I foolishly didn't really test that much before installing to change things up and improve the game. So, yeah, a little bit of an interesting one, but that's kind of an update. I've got another couple of videos in mind and in plan coming up, not FM based, but if you kind of want to check those out, keep an eye out on the channel. They'll be up soon, including a weird little fun game that I just got a key for and under embargo at the moment, but will be releasing soon. So I'd love to show you that and kind of talk about that game and then something that's related to that as well. Bringing back an old favorite of mine that I haven't played in a long time. That game that I was given a key for and asked us to play around with, give some feedback to, and like post a little bit of content about that game, that kind of triggered an old game to come back into my mind and into my heart, and I reinstalled it. I've been playing it for the past couple of days, so yeah, we'll be jumping into that as a new series because I want to get something back up on this channel. Nothing super serious, nothing super crazy. I just like putting it out there and hoping you enjoy it. So until then, thanks very much for stopping by. Appreciate you all. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe for the algorithm, all that jazz. I'll see you next time.